guys, it's Leanne. Big welcome to my YouTube channel if you're someone new here. So each week I do honest makeup reviews and very informative makeup tutorials. So please subscribe if that's something you're into, which obviously it is because you're on this channel. So you might as well subscribe while you're here anyway. And also please like this video while you're subscribing. Anyway, welcome back also to all my loyal subscribers and people who've been here before. So today's video is inspired by The Grinch, which is one of my favourite Christmas movies, and Kylie Jenner has just recently launched a collaboration with The Grinch, so this is what actually really inspired me to do this look. But her collection sold out, unfortunately. I would have loved to get that collection, but obviously it sold out in like 30 seconds. So basically I just decided that I would do my own take on a look that I seen Nicole Concilio here on YouTube do. It was the first video I've ever watched of her doing makeup, and I learned so many new tips, and that's why I actually decided to do a tutorial which was inspired by The Grinch and Nicole Concilio, because she used Kylie's Grinch collection. This shape for me is always something I have struggled with, and there's probably a lot of people who can relate as well. It is a bit of a difficult shape to get perfect. So an open cut crease with a wing on, this is something for me. I don't know, it could be so easy to other people, but for me I just seem to never get it the same as the other eye, and I always end up just giving up. But I did practice this look yesterday and I posted it on Instagram, so I'll leave my Instagram on screen. You can go and check out my first go at this look, and this is obviously my second go. I think the second time this go is so much better in terms of shape and just how much more at ease I felt with doing this makeup. Yes, this is a Grinch inspired look, and obviously it is almost Christmas soon, so I just thought I'll get this out and hopefully inspire more people. If you give this look a try and recreate this look, please tag me on Instagram, as I actually love seeing people's recreations, and it actually inspires me because not everyone's look will be the exact same as mine. You might have a totally different interpretation of the Grinch or of this look that I've done, so please tag me and let me have a little look. So also this tutorial is just a tutorial on the eyes, because it's just for time's sake. Obviously I've got so many foundation videos, so many full face makeup tutorials, so I just decided to do this tutorial about the Grinch just on the eyes. Yeah, if you'd like to see how to achieve this open cut crease with a wing, then please keep on watching. So I've achieved this Grinch inspired look by using just one eyeshadow palette, and it cost me £3. So today I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Bite Size Shadow, and this is in the shade Hot Jalapeno. Now I have actually used all 4 shades. I'm going to start by going in with the darkest shade. Now these don't have any names on the back, but it's literally the darkest shade in the palette anyway. And I'm picking that up on a Morphe M332 brush. I'm just going to be following my own natural crease. So yeah, going in with the darkest colour on the Morphe M332 brush, I'm just going to be tracing my own natural crease. I'm going right to the inner corner with this, and I'm just following my own natural crease, but when it comes to this part, sort of where you hit the brow bone, sort of just going to be flicking it out so it looks like obviously the same as this shape. But I'm not making no promises that it's going to be exactly the same, as I tried this look yesterday and one eye turned out Prada and the other one Primark, so we'll see. But I am going to try. Obviously the second time you do something, it's always a bit easier, so hopefully today I'll get it spot on. Now it doesn't matter if you come below your natural crease, because when we actually come to cut the crease with the P. Louise base, all this colour will be cancelled out, so it doesn't really matter how messy you get. As you can see, this one's very high, almost to the brow bone. And then I'm just sort of tracing out to the tail of my brow now. I'm going to be going in with a different brush now. So now I'm going to be going in with a Zoeva 230 Luxe Pencil brush. Now this is effectively just a smaller version of the first brush I've used. So I'm going back into that darker shade again. I'm just going to be sort of putting a line where my wing is. We've kind of already got that shape now. yeah, as you can see, we've sort of already got that shape. I'm just darkening that shape up to make sure I've got my good outline. So I'm quite happy with that now. So I'm going to be going in with a third brush now. And this is the Morphe M433 brush. And I'm going to be picking up the second darkest colour from the palette. And I'm just going to be running this colour 50% on the colour I've already put down and 50% just on the where there is no colour. And that's just to make this first colour diffuse really nicely. And these shadows are so pigmented and they really do all blend together so nicely. And for £3, it's just unbelievable that they blend so well and are so pigmented and such good quality. But I do love e.l.f. as a brand anyway. You'll know that if you actually watch this channel. I really do rate e.l.f. as a brand. And they are cruelty free and vegan as well. So you can see that this is starting to diffuse away now. Just by putting 50% on the first colour and then 50% on just the actual shadow base. Taking that right to the inner corner, as you can see. And I am only being very gentle with this, as that's the key to a really soft blend. The more gentle you are, the softer and more like gentle and blown out and smoky your blend will be. So I know that that does actually look a little bit messy now, but obviously it will all tie together and look like this when it's done. But that's the thing though, don't get scared. Like when you're halfway through eye look like this, don't get scared and think, oh, I'll just wipe it off. Just stick with it, keep blending, and you'll be surprised at the end result. Like, makeup's a process. Like, I know it looks scary when you're doing a look like this and it looks so messy, but if you stick with it, it'll all work out. Just keep blending. So I think that that's looking quite blended now, but I do need to go back in. So I'm going to be going back in now with the Morphe M332 brush, and I'm going to be taking the darker shades again, just because when you do blend, inevitably some of the darker shade will get blended away with it. So we don't want that. We want this to look really, really defined like this one. So where you can see here the dark line and then it fades, that's what I'm trying to achieve on this eye. So I can achieve that by just going in and deepening up, like tracing over where I did put the first colour down. So yeah, that just deepened that up a lot, as you can see. So again, blending is repetitive, as we know. So I'm going to be going in now with the second darkest colour from the palette and taking that again on the same brush, which is the Morphe M433. And then again, it's just 50% on the darkest shadow put down and 50% on the P. Louise eyeshadow base. Now this does take practice. Obviously I explained that I'd done this look yesterday and I feel like today's look has turned out a lot better. So just keep practicing and you will get better. So again, I'm just going to be taking that first brush. I'm not picking up any extra of the dark shadow. I'm just literally just going to be tracing over with whatever product is left now on this brush that I used first. Again, just going back in with the second darkest shade from the palette, and I'm just going to be tracing over these edges 50% on the first colour, 50% on the base, and look how much that's all just like coming together now. And that is just off 2 eyeshadows. So now it's time to cut the crease. So I'm going to be going in with my favourite brush for cutting the crease, which is the Zoeva 144 brush. And I'm picking up some of that P. Louise base, and this is how I'm going to cut the crease. So I'm just going to be following the shape of sort of where I've left it blank. So I'm going to be taking this above my own natural crease and then just winging it out on the end. I'm just starting off on the very inner corner, and I'm just using the shape of this brush to actually help me to carve out the circular shape of the crease. So as you can see, I'm just literally pressing this brush up to where my crease is. And then the trick is you can go back and neaten it up a little bit later on, but you just want to get this shape first. And then you can keep taking it higher as you go. So as you can see here, just taking it a little bit higher each time. It really is just about knowing your own eye shape and just having a steady hand, good tools, and a lot of patience really. So the highest part of the cut crease should be just above your pupil. So as you can see here, it's coming up and now it's about to go down. So the highest part is where, obviously you can probably see more on this side, the highest part, the cut crease arch, is where the pupil is. And I actually do find it hard to talk while I'm doing this, so I might just sort of shut up for a little minute now just to make sure that I get this right. So yeah, just keep going over the crease until you are happy with it, and just drag the concealer down from that first line, and then very gently just trace over it like so. And then I'd say that this one is looking very similar to this side now. So now all I'm going to do is just join up this little wing that I made, fill it in with concealer as you can see me doing. Just to make sure that everywhere's got a nice even coverage of the eye base. And then I'll probably just neaten up the edges like this. And then I'd say I'm like quite happy now with how the shape's looking. So I would say I'm quite happy now with how the shape's looking. So now I'm going to go into actually getting this gorgeous metallic-y colour onto the crease. So I'm just going to be taking my finger and just patting over where I've put that eyeshadow base. And that's just to make sure that there's an even coverage of the eyeshadow base, and that there's not any gaps where you can see the green eyeshadow underneath peeking through. And then now what I'm going to be doing is just taking this brush. So this is just a Primark brush. It's the 121 Precision Concealer brush. And I'm going to be going in with the metallic-y green shade, which I've clearly dug into too hard because, yeah, it came away a little bit. But obviously don't do that, just be very gentle with it. So I'm just going to be putting this all over where you can see that crease. And this is a really, really easy palette to work with. It really blends so nice. Even this metallic-y colour, when I'm just dragging it across the eye, it's not crumbling or anything like that or going patchy. It's just a really, really good quality eyeshadow. So I would definitely recommend this palette, most definitely. So now for the edges, because I want to keep them as sharp as this one, I'm going to be going in with a smaller brush. So this is the Zoeva 237 Detail Shader brush. Now it's only got a tiny tip, which is perfect for getting a very precise line. So this is going to make it easier for me not to smudge by using a smaller tip brush. And then all I'm going to be doing now, just to clean up this edge, is just going to be going in with the Morphe Jeffree Star JS11 brush and just literally sort of wiping away some of this eyeshadow underneath. So to do that, I'm going to be taking a little bit of that P. Louise base, and this is a good tip just to really sharpen up a wing. And then I'm just going in with my Miracle Complexion sponge, just making sure that that P. Louise base is blended into the foundation. Yeah, as you can see, that just sharpened it up a little bit more. So now I'm going to be taking the lightest colour in this palette, which is a good dupe for the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife. And I'll leave the link for that in the description bar down below. It's just a true gold shade. So I'm just going to be placing this on the centre of the lid, as this will make the eye appear larger and just gives a bit of dimension to the eye. So it's sort of given like a halo effect to the eye, like a spotlight effect to the eye if you just place it in the centre. So yeah, just changes the game just by adding a little bit of that lighter shade in the palette to the centre of the eye. So for the waterline, I'm going to be going in with the Urban Decay eye pencil, and this is in the shade Freak. So it's just like a lime green shade. And then now what I'm going to be doing is just taking a pencil brush. So I'm going to be taking the Zoeva 230 Luxe pencil brush, and I'm going to be taking the second darkest shade from the palette and just using that to smoke out the waterline. And I'm just building this up in stages. So I'm starting on the outer corner first, just making sure there's enough colour and pigment this eyeshadow until I can see a bit of a difference and it looks a bit more smoky. And then I'm going to do the middle section and then work my way into the inner corner of the waterline. So I'm just going to be doing mascara now. So I'm going in with my Avon mascara, and this is a very, very good mascara, might I add. It's really, really good, but you'll see that now. You'll see the difference in my lashes now just from applying this mascara. So that just makes such a difference. So then now I'm going to be going in with my Hussy Lash Strip lashes, and these are in the style DR41, and I'm going to be using the glue that she brought out, which is amazing and literally does not sting my eyes at all. Now I'm just going to put on some bottom mascara. And then the last finishing touches before I do the lashes is I'm just going to take some of this lightest colour and apply it to just underneath the arch of the brow. and just on the inner corner as inner corner highlight. And how stunning is that? Literally so pigmented. What's your favourite Christmas movie? Let me know, as there's so many that I haven't actually seen. But if you've got any good recommendations for any good Christmas films, then let me know, as it's almost that season, isn't it? So these are the lashes. They're so dramatic, but I feel like they just complement this look perfectly. So guys, that is my finished and completed Grinch inspired Kylie Cosmetics dupe, maybe, if you would want to call it that. And also, before we go, can I just point out that I actually am aware that these eyes are not even. This one is a little bit higher and this one is a little bit lower, but overall for my second go of this look, which is something I do sort of struggle with, getting this perfect full on open cut crease with a wing, I do actually struggle with that, but I'm going to keep practicing. And as much as I'm hoping this is learning you something, it's also learning me something, so we can grow together, don't worry. So next time when I do this, hopefully I'll be a little bit better and it will just be perfect. But you know what, I might actually, while we're here, might actually just take this cut crease just a little bit higher, just because that was so easy to do. And now just that little smudge of extra eye base looks a lot more symmetrical, if you ask me. I'm going to go in with that small brush again and just tap over the edges with this shimmery green. And now I'd say that looks a lot more similar, in my opinion anyway. So guys, this is the finished and completed look. Hope that everybody has enjoyed this tutorial, and obviously my main goal is that everyone learns something each time they watch one of my tutorials. So obviously I hope that everyone learned something as well as enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if it's something that you enjoyed, and also please don't forget to subscribe. I feel like one of my favourite Christmas movies ever, apart from The Grinch obviously, is probably Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. What's yours? Let me know in the comment section. And thanks for hanging out with me today. Thank you for sticking around to the very end. I appreciate it. And I'll definitely see you in the next tutorial.